Is that part of the moral code that we abide by? That we're just gonna stand by while people pull this type of crap that's been going on for a while?
What do y'all mean by this? I'm just like curious. We're on your side. We're on your side.
What to say, guys?
That's not okay.
It's going to start conversation. As a organization, we do not stand in support of affirmative action because we believe that the Constitution is colorblind and everyone should be treated equally, regardless of race, gender, orientation, whatnot. Everyone should be judged based off of merits when applying for admission to any university, and that's pretty much the premise here. What we did here is kind of made kind of like an irony, kind of a real life situation showing that okay, let's sell cookies, but let's treat you the way the University of Texas and other similar public universities are treating people, and using specifically race and gender as a means of pushing people up, pushing people down on the list of admissions. So what we're here doing is pretty much sparking that conversation, trying to talk and get people's opinions on things, see what people think. As an organization, we're not a big fan of it. We definitely think everyone should be treated equally, and we should look primarily on merits and abilities, and not looking at someone, oh, you're so-and-so race and gender.
We believe that the melatonin in someone's skin has no bearing on who they are as a person, essentially.
Do you know why affirmative action was put into place?
Originally, yes, it was put into place. Originally, it was put into place to bring up ethnic groups that were normally pushed down in society.
So is there an expiration date to affirmative action is what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is now, in this day and age, we need to switch back to looking at merits. If we're telling people, okay, you need to do a little bit less, you need to do a little bit more, and you're just kind of in the middle, that to me is unequal. I want to be judged amongst everyone on the same basis and on the same equal platform. In this day and age...
How can we give everyone an equal beginning if no one had the right, no one was started at the...
We're not. You're saying to base things off of merits, but we're not a meritocracy. When you have people of color submitting applications to various things and them getting denied based on their name, based on things like that, how can you have that?
Denying based on name, denying based on race. We want you to be looked at for your merits. We think that everyone who's worked hard and tried hard deserves a chance.
I just want to civil discussion. Do you not think that there's a need for the workforce to be diversified, and there's not a need for things like Civil Rights Act of 1964, 1965? Do you not think that's an issue now?
Civil Rights Act doesn't let you discriminate based on race. This is discrimination based on race.
Why are you using Asian people as your racist shield, though? Do you even give a fuck about Asian people?
Have you looked at the statistics on how the acceptance program works with SAT
So you don't think they got in because they're Asian?
No, what we're saying is that historically...
What are you saying?
No, they're saying
statistics for like the 5th or 6th time if you like me to.
saying Asians are treated poorly, especially in college. Asians are treated extra poorly compared to white people.
The Princeton Review did a study that said Asians lose points on their SAT score comparatively to other students because of how they're accepted based on race.
And also, I have a problem with you grouping us all as Asians. That doesn't fit. That's not how it works. There are different groups. We're not a monolith of people. Southeast Asians are definitely much more discriminated against than like Northern East Asian culture.
Yeah, so what kind of
I don't
Asian are you talking about
how
anyway?
you list us all as Asian. How you list all black people as African Americans, as if... I just don't understand that.
That's exactly how it works. You say Asian, white, African American, or Hispanic.
Maybe you should protest the SAT where they decide what the groups are.
That's exactly how it works.
So I feel like to say.
I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna start building. I'm just gonna keep building them.
Why the fact that so much time has gone by and
This is a big one.
the business not moving. And then you didn't do that. Potentially religious weighted language, which is I know astounding and remarkable that that's where it's
Well, I feel like I personally feel that affirmative action actually stigmatizes others within the actual institution, and that it actually is institutionalized racism within itself. Because there's always going to be some people that will stand
Pinpoint us, West Mall. Go look at them. Go watch them.
even though they may have
It was
gotten
nice
here
to meet you
on
guys. I hope we can have a real conversation.
Oh no, I'm not leaving.
And
It was actually not very nice
That's
to
fine.
meet
I'd
you
love for
at
you to
all.
sit
Yeah, it was.
It was actually quite horrible
where
to
you
me.
stigmatize them. And I'm sure you say,
Do you see that they're going to take Asian females, B25, Native Americans free, all of this?
I personally agree diversity is one of the best things we have. I think we're
Fucking funny.
No, we actually don't. We're very against it, but it's with the university that actually trying to point out that it is racist.
Grouping Asian people all together as if we are the same model.
Yeah, you're referring to East Asians anyway, so you are literally completely excluding all other Asians that are darker than East Asians.
University, so maybe you should take it up with UT.
they can do better on their SAT and achieve a higher thing. There's so many more options. Affirmative action.
I literally can't, and they're using us as their prop. Using us as their prop to.
The Constitution is colorblind, and that's what the Supreme Court said. But yet, they're going on and discriminating against all of these different races and stigmatizing them.
Do you think like it would be, but wouldn't it be kind of the same thing, just in a different form if we were like implementing programs?
They are using people of color as props to further their agenda, wanting to charge Asian people more. When I don't even know if they care about
I
Native
think
Americans.
that's more of an interesting like going more based on statistics and where you go to college, you go to places where they don't necessarily have a high college acceptance rate, and you implement these programs there. And so it's like you're putting that extra education, whereas here,
The University of Texas has no room for racism! No room for racism at the University of Texas! Bye y'all, have a good day.
you're pretty much just discriminating. Like in this one, you're pretty much discriminating based on
Okay, I'm just a photographer.
Vice Chairman, and this is my events director. So feel free to talk with them.
look at
I
them
gave
using us
I gave her
as
all my contact information. So if you want to
In reality,
sit down
all they
one-on-one
care
on
about is
anything in
white
the
people not
future,
getting
feel free
into UT
to
Austin
just reach out
because
to
of
me.
their academic inability to get
Thank you.
into UT Austin.
We care
So
about
get your
ending
bitter asses
racism.
go home.
We're actually trying to end
Racism doesn't exist. Of economic.
This is institutionalized racism. They're using institutions to promote their racism in the university system.
economic incentivization based on race, which is not coherent with our Constitution, especially the 14th Amendment, which says that we are all, that we should all be treated equally no matter what. You know, it's the Equal Protection Clause of the Constitution claims that we're all equal no matter our race, color, or creed, and affirmative action just throws that out the window.
I'll see you guys.
Bye.
Oh, no, here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So I was just talking to him and I was saying, obviously conservative policy is kind of, a lot of it's centered on economic incentivization. So we knew that. The status of these minorities in our society, not the status, but like the trends, the socioeconomic trends.
Okay. That's actually a really good question. I would appreciate if you would stop filming me.
Oh yeah, y'all were filming me earlier, so I'm not gonna stop filming you. I mean, this isn't a public place, so
Right, no, I totally
yeah,
understand.
just
I was
own up
just
to your
asking.
action, own up to your racist action. Let's go.
Okay, I don't believe I'm actually not a racist, and calling me a racist without actually knowing me is a pretty nasty thing to do as a human being.
Okay, then just give her your answer. Let's hear it.
All right. So I'm actually not qualified on the economic incentives of affirmative action. I just know that I think discrimination based on race is wrong, and that we shouldn't do it as a country. I think we're past that, and it's time to understand that people's race doesn't have a bearing on who they are. It doesn't have a bearing on their qualifications, because people are not the color of their skin. They're their culture. They are their upbringing. They are who they are as a person. But they're not their race. And I think it's time that we stop limiting people based on what we see as their race.
So do you have any like proposed solution to, because like, do you agree that it is necessary that we try to do something for these underrepresented races?
I believe we institute school choice early on. Let people choose where they want to go to school. Don't limit them to the schools in their neighborhood. Force schools to compete, like you were saying, economic incentive. If people could have better schools, they would have better opportunity to learn, and their education would overall be better, and they could go to whichever university they want because they'd be equipped as a child to work better, to have more opportunities in the future, instead of holding people down for 18 years and then artificially lifting them up.
But if it all comes down to incentives, teacher unions, there's no incentive for them to go to schools that are public funded, even if like they do have the option to choose which schools they want to send their kids to. Just because of economics, there's so many limitations, and
The
it's
teachers union is really hurting the students, I believe. And I just want to say that these opinions that I'm saying are my personal opinions. They're not the stances of YCT, because YCT has very specific stances that you can find on YCT.org. I personally believe that school choice is a great thing that would help students, and that teachers unions need to, they shouldn't be doing things that are hurting our students.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. It was good to meet you. Ashley Bond. I'm the vice chairman. If you want, you can put your information down. We can have another conversation, all sorts of stuff. So.
Yeah.
But is this also why there are only 4% of black students at UT? Because of your affirmative action they're opposing?
Wouldn't there be more if there was, I mean, wouldn't affirmative action help more people come in? So maybe we're holding people down because we're not helping them based on merit.
Do you know who affirmative action helps the most?
I'd like to know, yeah. tell me more.
White women.
Really?
Yeah. Not. This is a skewed perception of how you think that affirmative action is like.
I'm not as concerned about the effects. I'm concerned about the fact that it's inherently racist and we need to deal
What's
with
the
that.
GOP doing for these communities? Like how do you think critically about how your party is even
Did you
talking
know
about?
I may not be part of the GOP?
I don't care if you're throwing a stupid ass. We're not
We're not.
I don't care about that. I care more about what y'all are doing as YCT for this. Y'all can like be against Trump or whatever and like.
Sorry, I'm
That's
just-
Goodness gracious.
Wait.
Okay. And it's amazing how someone would miss that. You know, it's very loud and all that. But yet, that was a contradictory example that was given about a social event from our witness.
Go on some free cookies.
Yeah, we're gonna be here till
For example, when you explore what the next journey is resurrection, that as soon as you see this that no one when you see all sorts of other the women's opportunities, the disciples had experiences of seeing the primary details or the primary points about the resurrection are all very important to that. And then I think the important thing is what's the best explanation for them? And if you give a naturalistic account, like, oh, they were hallucinating, or the body was floating. It turns out that all the things that will explain all of the historical facts. And so I think
We don't have a endorsed candidate as a club, but we each have our own individual preferences.
I'm not voting for Trump as a conservative, as a registered Republican. It's, you know,
I'm sure like social memory of like what's happening.
Yeah, pretty much.
well, I mean, I think everybody has to make their own determinations about who they think that the next administration should be. Certainly, I'm not voting for Trump, but equally so, I'm not voting for Donald Trump.
I'm not a conservative, so I'm on
Right, you guys.
Yeah,
Neither is Donald Trump. So there you
Are you guys keyboarders?
There are other reasons for it, with the biography, how they would
Yeah, it's live.
Should be on your way soon. Don't want to come behind the table.
and so sometimes
We did it. Is there no social memory of like the flack you got last time for
We
this?
actually don't change our ideals based on how people perceive us. We believe things are right and wrong, and
Even if they're really shitty.
we believe racism is wrong. So if y'all think that's shitty, that's
This is
really up to you.
racist.
for example, in
Actually,
one
we think that
place
what the institution is doing is racism, and we're trying to end it.
soldiers
It's irony.
soldiers of
I'll agree that UT is racist, like-
in another account, this is a commander himself
weird
possibly
perception.
there's a contradiction because there would be
Did you have any statistical data that says that affirmative action helps white women more than it does other
Yeah, I'd
groups?
love to know where you got that.
in the same way that today
We love facts. We're all empirical men with our facts.
Something in the United States. You're speaking on behalf of President Obama, right? They say, well, President Obama has stated or whatever. Well, it might have actually said it to an ambassador, but it's still the same. So, a lot of these things you can't look at it at a surface level. It has to be like assessed by their standards at that time and all of that. So I'm personally not
Hey, what's up? How are you?
all right. Right. Someone else has a question about the dialogue with you up here? Feel free to come up and ask.
You guys are getting yelled at.
So could you tell us one last time why you're doing this bake sale?
Well, I mean, we're doing this as a statement to